Hi, my name's Steve, and I'm going to be the host of today's Hangout. We're back with Charlie Seyffer, an air filtration expert with Camfil USA, the global leader in clean air solutions, to continue our series of talks about the unique testing tools that Camfil offers to customers and potential customers to help them make the right air filtration choices. Today we're going to talk about Camfil's unique mobile air filter testing lab and how this method provides details critical to selecting the optimal air filter for specific applications with the lowest total cost of ownership. Hi Charlie, how are you today?
Good afternoon, Steve. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. Back from Thanksgiving, but ready to go.
Now, you're in Florida. You're happier than I am, so.
That's true.
I'm up here in the cold, so I'm thinking of you anyway, so.
Excellent. Charlie, with all the air filter testing available, why does Camfil use mobile air filter testing labs?
Well, Steve, I mean, for the most part, most of the industry looks to Camfil for guidance on testing. In fact, most of the standards that are being written or edited or upgraded all have people with Camfil at the helm assisting others within the industry to write these types of things. Anyway, our Riverdale laboratory, which cost us well over $500,000 just to build to test air filters, really has set the standard for the industry on a laboratory performing the way it should. Okay, in other words, people know if they send their filters to us, they're going to get the proper information back because it's built to critical features and specifications per the standard. But you know, we run into another situation too, because we're testing filters in Riverdale, New Jersey, and the air quality in Los Angeles is quite a bit different than New Jersey. The air quality in Portland, Maine is also different. Okay, as you go to different sections of the country, as you read your local papers, air quality conditions change. Well, the way a filter performs locally also changes. You know, in the case of a filter being installed in downtown New York City, you can get a 4-inch pleated filter there that could last 6 weeks. The same filter in Portland, Maine could last a year. So it's really critical that we be able to take these testing facilities on a mobile flatbed truck, take them to the customer's location so they can see exactly how filters perform in their area based upon their air quality, rather than some laboratory that sits in New Jersey or one of the other ones that may be someplace in the world that just doesn't have that type of air quality.
You know, as great as the filter lab is in Riverdale, this real-world testing really has got to beat anything. What kind of testing can be done in the lab?
Well, the primary things that we do are particle size versus efficiency. Okay, that's basically where we try to look at everything from large particles that may be residue left over from leaves, right down to respirable sized particles that can get into your lungs and cause damage. That's the primary thing, because what we're primarily interested in is air quality. The second thing that we're looking for relates to energy. We want to see how a filter is going to last given the local atmospheric conditions. And that can vary all over the place. And actually there's a third thing too, because there's different types of filters out there. Some filters lose efficiency over time. Depending upon the air quality, that can be a very quick period of time where the efficiency can drop from, say, MERV 13 right way down to a MERV 8. So those are the three primary things that we're looking at. And basically what we do is we bring the lab in. There's 4 test ducts in the lab. One of them we put our product in. One of them we put a product in that they're already maybe using in the facility, and then we invite a couple of competitors to come in, and then we lock the door and we leave the lab there from 3 to 6 months, and we can monitor it remotely, and we basically see how the filters are going to perform.
Amazing, amazing. Can you give me an idea of some of the testing results?
Well, right now we're running 3 labs. We've actually had 4. Each one goes through a refurbishment periodically. The labs themselves cost about $100,000 a piece, so they're a little bit less expensive than the $500,000 one that we have in Riverdale. But basically, these mobile labs will do everything that the Riverdale lab will do. Typically, I mean, they've been installed from locations such as the biggest entertainment complex in the world, to hospitals in Toronto, a hospital in Vancouver. Right now we've got one of them in Los Angeles. They've been through Texas. Really, for the most part, there probably hasn't been an atmospheric condition or local air quality condition that these labs haven't seen. And typically we try to rotate them through different parts of the country because truthfully we get a lot of publicity because people are concerned about indoor air quality.
You know, you mentioned that the cost of the lab is about $100,000. What's the overall investment in providing a mobile air filter testing lab to a potential client or client?
Well, that's an excellent question because it can vary based upon the intricacies and what type of filters that the customer wants installed. You know, if they're just looking at pleated panel filters or short depth bag filters, we're probably looking at a test that might be anywhere from 3 to 6 months. But if we're looking at some high quality, high-end box filters with a lot of media area, that can be 6 months to a year. Well, Camfil will actually send in our R&D people from Riverdale to set up the lab initially, make sure everything's running properly, give the customer some instructions, and so on. So our normal investment, okay, on the lower end could be anywhere from 10 to 20,000. But if we go to like a large chemical manufacturing facility where they're really concerned and they're really testing high-quality air filters, it can get up around $40,000 a test.
Wow, that's incredible. So how can I get one of these to my site to ensure that my facility is on the proper air filtration track?
Well, the easiest way is to contact your local Camfil distributor, and of course they're all over the country, and they can walk you through the process. All of the lab placements actually go through our regional managers, and we've got 6 of them placed strategically through the country and so on, and they kind of share these things and work them around the country. But you can also contact Camfil directly, and we'll put you in contact with the people that actually do the scheduling, including your local distributor, and you can get on the list and, you know, try to get it in there within the next year or maybe even 2 years down the road, because air quality is always going to be a concern no matter what we do.
So where can our listeners learn more about Camfil, their array of testing tools, and contact the local distributors to use this?
Well, probably the easiest way is, like everybody does everything else in the world these days, go to camfil.us, go to our website, and just look over on the right-hand side and look at contacts. We also have some other websites out there like airfilters.camfil.us that'll have basically the same list. So you click on the contacts, you can find the local regional manager, or you can find the local distributor, and they'll put you in touch with the proper people to get the lab to your location.
I guess there's information about the different types of testing as well as the mobile lab, huh?
Well, our websites are filled with information. If you really want to learn a bit about filters, you can probably spend 3 months on there reading the materials and so on. But for most people, they go in there, they're looking for something specific. And, you know, if you're looking for something specific on testing, there's 4 or 5 good articles and also 2 or 3 booklets on there that at least get the end user started so they can understand how these testing procedures go and how they can be of value to them.
Excellent. Thank you all for participating, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Hangout when we cover more essential air filtration topics.
Thank you, Steve.
My pleasure.